Welcome, students. So I want to go over what we're going to do in week 5. And I need to start out by talking about the difference between faith-based and faith-rooted organizing. Faith-based organizing is a phrase that you will hear regularly if you're in organizing spaces. What it essentially means is that communities of faith and faith leaders are actively engaged in the organizing process. It doesn't say anything about what model you use for the organizing, nor what the assumptions are that are underlying your organizing. Faith-rooted organizing is a phrase that I coined along with the people that I was working with at CLUE, Clergy and Laity United for Economic Justice. And it comes out of my experience in the Philippines, where multi-sectoral organizing was seen very differently than it is seen in the United States. That in the US, multi-sectoral organizing just means that you have people from a variety of different social locations and organizations that are involved in the organizing. In the Philippines, the national movement was organized by sector, which meant that instead of organizing the movement geographically, you didn't have 2 people from the south and 2 from the east, right, or from different states or different islands in the Philippines. You organized it by what sector people belonged to. So there were 2 representatives from the student sector. There were 2 representatives from the farmers. There were 2 representatives from the Christians. There were 2 representatives from the mothers. And so I said, wait a minute, I don't understand this. What do you do if you're a mother and a Christian and a farmer and a student? And they said, you serve where you are called to serve. So there's a sense that at a particular point in your life, when you're a student, you may be bringing the particular contributions of the student sector to that overall movement, and you may be organizing the people in your sector in a way that particularly allows them, encourages them, enables them to bring those contributions. So if that's where you are at that point in your life, you'll be part of the students' organization. But later you could be part of the mothers' organization or the farmers' organization or the church. So I was very struck by that because very often in the United States, everybody, no matter what sector you're from, uses the same approach in your organizing if you're all together in a campaign or in a coalition. And you try to organize your people in the same way. But in fact, there are significant differences between what different sectors can contribute, and that has real implications for how you organize people. So we created faith-rooted organizing as a way of describing the unique contributions that people of faith bring to, or can bring, they don't always, but they can bring to a larger organizing effort, and what those implications are, what the implications are of those unique contributions for how we need to organize our people so that the broadest spectrum of them will participate. What we also decided was that if you were going to bring your unique contribution and engage the maximum range of people, that you needed to make sure that the assumptions underlying your organizing fit your faith. So faith-rooted organizing is organizing that asks and answers 3 questions. How do I organize differently because of my faith? What are my assumptions about human motivation? What are my assumptions about power? What are my assumptions about community that then guide the way that I organize? Not just why I organize, but the way that I organize. Following on that, what then are the unique contributions of my faith to the broader organizing effort? And thirdly, how then do I organize my people differently so that they can make those contributions? If you are asking and answering those questions in the way that you do your work, we define that as faith-rooted organizing. And we really created it as an open source model, which, as I understand it, it comes out of the computer world, means that we don't expect everyone to do it the same way, but we want to learn from each other. So if you're organizing in Singapore, like Priscilla, you're going to be asking and answering those questions very differently than if you're organizing in Mexico or if you're organizing in the US South. So This week, we are talking about faith-rooted approaches. We are not spending time talking about faith-based approaches. We are talking about faith-rooted approaches. And we are going to talk about 4 of them. 3 of them involve videos that I made a couple of years ago, but again, I really like them. There's nothing I would add to them. There's a video on Christian community development. There's one on faith-rooted organizing in the way that I understand it and the way that we wrote the book about. There's one on transformational advocacy, working out of Offit's model. And then there's one on interfaith collaboration, which describes a little bit of what Piles is talking about, but I'm also going to add to it. And that will be a video that I'll do right now. I'm just going to go right into the interfaith collaboration. It's an update video, but you may want to actually either see it twice or go back and look at it after you have finished looking at all the other videos. So either way, fine with me. Let's talk a little about, this is not working, so I guess I will make it as a separate video because my computer is not participating. So I'll make it as another video. I'll look forward to my interactions with you this week. Thank you.